No.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight on this last and final of the 7 strategies that we've been doing on these calls. Don't let no stop you, and that's one of the things that a lot of people have done, even though they've gone through training and they're getting in the field, and then people start saying no, 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 and they're taking that as a stopping point instead of moving forward. But the only way that you can learn is to move forward with this. And I was listening to Les Brown the other day, and your rightful place is where your thoughts have brought you. Your true place is where your thoughts will bring you. Tell them a story. And I listened to Les Brown when he was saying that, and that made a lot of sense to me. Your thoughts are where you're at today, but where do you want to be? And is Troption something that can help you get to where you want to be? I believe it can, because that's what happened with me. So I believe if it happened with me, it can happen with you. Here's one of the things that people have to realize: that how many no's does it take to get a yes? Most people won't say yes on the first time. I know that when I was out looking for a car the other day, and the guy came walking up and he said, started doing this whole pitch on me and stuff. And next thing, he wanted to take me in the showroom and sit me down to do a deal. And I said, no. I mean, I just wasn't ready for it yet. I wanted to hear a little bit more before I said yes. And I think that if you start thinking about some of the things that you've done or people have approached you, a lot of times your first response is just no. They say it takes an average of 5 times before you can get somebody to say yes. So to me, that just tells me, if that's what the average is, my first time that I go after somebody and try to get something with Troptions means that they're probably going to say no, but I know what it takes for them to say yes. We're going to talk a little bit about cutting that 5 down to 1 or 2 to get them to say yes. Wow. Hold on, is that the right? What am I doing there? Okay. Being prepared is very, very important, um, to get somebody to say yes. Knowing and building a story and giving them a visual. One of the things, it's always very important to show somebody your wallet on your phone. Let them see it. Let them see that how it looks on your phone. Let them see how you can move on your phone, how you can send something from them to you, from you to them, and let them see that. That's very important to get people to understand, because people are visual. Troptions, when you're talking about cryptocurrency in a whole, and then you're talking about Troptions, people in their mind, it's a lot of information to take in. So sometimes it's easier to illustrate, so that they can see what a wallet looks like and how you carry it on your phone. The other thing is show them some things that you have bought or some things that other people. I always talk about uh, Liberty Lodge. I always tell people the first thing Bitcoin bought was 2 pizzas. The first thing we bought was a hotel. So let them understand and see things. Seeing makes things believing for people, because people are visual. And then I always like to explain to them how Troptions has gone up. I think all of us have seen over the last month, Troptions, Bitcoin, how Troptions has just skyrocketed over the last couple months. So letting them see either snapshots of where Troptions was. I like to do that too. Every now and then I'll take a snapshot of my wallet to show people this is where they were and this is where it is now when it goes up. So you want to show people that. For some reason here, this stuff is not going the way it's supposed to go.
Actually, it's just keep hitting,
It's what?
hit the button and then hit it again. It phases in. Hit it again.
Okay, there
There
you
you
go.
go. There you go.
Okay, no's won't happen if you're prepared, and that's so true. Over the You have to overcome their no's, and I overcome their no's by telling them facts, because facts don't lie. Facts just don't lie. So I always like to start off and talk to them about how long Troptions has been around, Tell them the truth about Troptions. There's so many things that you can tell people. You don't have to make things up. Explain to them that it is a proof of use coin. Explain to them that it's a proof of fact coin, and explain that, what that means, and then how Troptions can be used for goods and services. Overcome their objectives. Here are probably 5 uh, questions that people ask, and I think probably everybody on here tonight, one of these questions is what people have asked you. What can I do with Troptions? Is Troptions on an exchange? How do I get cash from Troptions? What can I buy with Troptions? And where can I use my Troptions? These 5 questions are questions that we talk about all the time. What can you do with Troptions? We go back on video 3, I think, and video 4. We talked about all the different things that you can do that we've done with Troptions. We explained about the Exchange.io, the exchange that we're on, and how it's used and why we're on that exchange. How do you get cash? I've told examples of how I bought a car and how I turned around and I sold it for cash. Hopefully, all of these things, these answers are things that you've already done so that you can give them your story of what you did. What can you buy with Troptions? Again, we've talked about all the things. And where can I use my Troptions? As we start to build an ecosystem, there's going to be more and more places, and it's going to be easier for people to use their Troptions at regular establishments. But these are the 5 objectives that people always ask. And there's so many questions that they could ask, but these are the ones that you really need to have an answer for, because these are the ones that they're going to keep on talking about or asking you about. One of the things that I think is really important is listen carefully for what they're looking for to get out of the deal. If you listen to people instead of over talking them or asking them questions so that they can address what they want to know, what they don't want to know, discover what their concerns are, what's going to make them say yes. Give them a chance to express themselves. Remember, you're talking to people about something that's really new. And at first, it sounds like there's so much going on. There's so many things. There's so many parts. It seems like it's just such a huge thing to get involved in. And they're going to ask you questions. And some of the questions that they ask just may not make sense at the time. So listen carefully to what they're saying. Listen to their concerns. Give them a chance to express themselves. Give them time to get their thoughts out so that they can really understand, and never over talk them. Don't assume they're going to ask something and answer that question before they even get it out of their mouth. There's a time and a place for that. But listen to what the people want, because if you start over talking them and you can't answer their questions, I'll guarantee you what the answer is going to be for what you're trying to buy. It's going to be no. And that's exactly what we're trying to do, is to keep you from getting the no's. So the prospects don't always say what they mean. Restating allows them to hear their own questions. Sometimes I talk back to them as far as what they ask me. I ask the questions back to them. A lot of times when a prospect hears what he said or what you think he said, a lot of it can be answered, and they'll answer their own concerns by hearing you state the same thing that they just stated to you. Gather their concerns before you really provide a bunch of questions. There's no reason to get a question answered. Tell them, listen, tell me some of your concerns so that I can answer those. Now, if you do your job right, and if you pay attention to the videos, a lot of the answers to their concerns you're going to already address in your pitch to them. So, but always listen to what their concerns are. If you have to, and if it's a certain situation, as Spud always says, sweeten the deal. Sweeten the deal with more Troptions. Give them a little extra. Be flexible with the seller. It's very important to be flexible. Don't just, this is what I want and this is it, or I'm not going to do it. You're going to always lose out that way. Be flexible with them. Again, listen to their concerns. Be flexible with what they're looking to get. Now, every deal doesn't have to be 100% Troptions. I've done cars, I've done houses, I've done hotels with half cash and half troptions. That's okay. It's still a win. Anytime you can use your troptions instead of cash, it's a win for you. It's equity in that piece of uh, business and the real estate and what car, whatever you're buying. If you're using your troptions, that's just cash you didn't have to use. So if you need to offer them more cash, offer them more cash. But I say these three right here are the first ones that I do. I always sweeten the deal. I always give people more. I always am flexible with the seller, and I'll always offer him. If there is not, of course, every time I want to do Troptions 100%, that's where I go first. But if not, I don't want to lose a deal. So I'm going to give half cash and half Troptions. How do you make a no into a yes relationship? I've seen a lot of people get angry when they're talking to somebody, trying to buy something from them or trying to sell something to them, and they get angry because that person isn't explaining or isn't talking or isn't buying into what they're trying to do. So what do? They get frustrated and they get angry. Don't get angry, because you have to remember you're talking about something that's tech. You're talking about something that's not out in the main public yet, as far as everybody knows. Remember, there's probably 5% of the people that even understand or know about cryptocurrency. So there's a big chance the people that you talk to aren't going to know it, and they're going to give you some resistance at first because they don't know and they don't want to look stupid. So don't get angry with them. Don't let people, just because they say no to you, don't be consumed with a self-doubt. Don't let somebody, because they buck up against you, don't get self-doubt about that. Don't start beating yourself up about that. Don't start getting uh you know just not, you don't, I don't even know the word what to use, but I mean, I've seen people do this as they come on strong and then somebody's there to challenge them, and pretty soon it's like they're real self-conscious about what they're saying. They're no longer confident in what they're saying. This is something that people see immediately. So don't let that happen to you. If they buck up against, as long as you're prepared and you can answer the questions, you're going to be fine. Find out why and what they want. That's really important. Find out what they're trying to get. Are they trying to get a lot of cash? Are they old cryptocurrency? These are things that you want to ask and you want to know right up front, because the more you know, the better your pitch can be, and you know what you're going to be going after as far as what they're trying to do and how you can meet their concerns. If it all doesn't work, go back and rethink your approach. A lot of people get stuck in one pitch, one deal, and it doesn't work. It's all over. I can't do it. It's not going to work. You can't do anything with these Troptions. You can't buy anything with these Troptions. Oh, it's just a big scam. No, come on. We all know better. You've heard over the weeks and months and years of all the different things that people have bought. It's because we don't let no stop us. Okay. So rethink your approach on going back. If you're going to go after a car, you might not have gotten the first car that you went after, but what was the approach? Did you think about what the person that was selling the car, what were their objectives? Why were they saying no? What weren't they interested in? What were they interested in? Rethink your approach so that you can be on target. The more you rethink your approach and the more you zero in on what works and what doesn't work, that's how you're gonna win every time with Troptions. The other thing is, a lot of people that do this don't give the people the benefits of Troptions. And that's very important because there's so many cool benefits of Troptions and all the different things that you can do with it. So that alone could change a no into a yes. So that's very important, is make sure that they know the benefits, the different things that we've all done or that you've done with Troptions, so that they can be excited and become a part of it. 6 ways to get a consumer to say yes. You got to be confident, and that's what we were just talking about. In order to be confident, one, you have to be prepared. But in order to be confident to make a sale, you got to be convincing. You have to know, those people need to know that you're talking from experience, you're talking from knowledge. Knowledge is power, and that's truly what it is. So you have to be confident. Introduce logic. You don't need to go over top with people with the high tech stuff and trying to impress people. Logical, man. People get into logical things. Make the difference between Troptions versus Bitcoin. Make the difference between Troptions versus Ripple, Troptions versus Tron, Troptions versus the other coins. Make the difference. Make it logical. Make it easy for them to understand. Also, make it beneficial for the party. Um, make their requests seem valuable for other parties. I mean, there's so many different things when you're persuading somebody to make them see the value of Troptions. And that's one of the things that I think everybody needs to, when I say you don't need to make things up and you don't have to, you know, make things bigger than what they are, tell the facts because it's true. It shows value the value of Troptions and the different things that you can do with Troptions. So let them see what the benefits are. The benefits are to use Troptions. Choose your words wisely and carefully. Different words. I have a say. It's a dictionary that has different positive selling words in it for different sentences. Like where it says lucrative is better than good, reasonable is better than right, all right. Just different words can mean a lot in your conversation, but that comes with practice of your pitch using those words. Again, it goes back to what we talked about earlier, is understand if you have to rethink your approach, maybe rethink your words. So all of those things are very important in getting your message out and cutting the no's from 5 no's to down to 1 or 2 to get the same deal. Use flattery, be nice to people in how you say something. There's a way to say it and a way not to say it. The other thing is be patient and persistent. Patience um, is something that you need to do. Don't get caught up in resorting to pleading or begging or arguing. Um, Let the situation go, recollect yourself, and try again. Again, rethink the approach. Don't start, if they start going the other way, don't let them see that you're desperate and you got to do this or you want to do this. Give them time. That not only builds up rapport, but they see that you're not, you have to turn the tables from them to you and let them see that you have something that is valuable and you're not just going to give it away for anything. They have something that is valuable and you know that they're not just going to give it away. So you have to show that confidence. You have to show the logic. You have to show them the benefits. You have to be careful with your words. Be nice in how you say things, but be patient and persistent with them, and you're going to get a yes. Again, I emphasize on facts. Facts don't lie. When you start talking about your pitch, talk to them about how long Troptions has been around. Talk to them about the deals that Troptions have done. And we talked about in video 2 how you can go and show them the things that we've done with Troptions. Give them the different things that we've done: cars, trucks, land, gems, homes, businesses. Um, we use Troptions for giveaways, and that's another thing. You not only, maybe not just having to buy something from somebody with your Troptions, but did you ever think about sponsoring an event with your Troptions? If you sponsor an event and you become a sponsor of that event, everything looks different for people that see you and put the word of Troptions out there. What are you doing? You're increasing the knowledge base and you're getting Troptions' name out there to a lot more people. I believe that Daniel is talking to hockey team that might want to be sponsored by Troptions. I sponsored arena football. We had the name up in the middle of the arena. They talked about Troptions. I gave Troptions away. What did that do for me? It got the word out about Troptions. I actually bought 2 things from somebody that was in the stands that said that wanted to hear more about it. And we talked about it. Remember, the bigger the mass, it's only a percentage that are going to come to you. But wherever you can spread your your net and get the people. If you can get 1,000, you might get one good car sale out of it. If you can get you maybe 10, who knows? But the more people that know about the Troptions and what they can do, the better it is. So releases and giveaways are always a great thing. Of course, the balance sheet, if you're talking to a guy that's in business, you might talk to him about the balance sheet enhancer. You can make money there. The proof of funds, you can make money there using Troptions as collateral. You can make money there. Many people have used Troptions for part of their payroll because the employees said, I'll take half Troptions and half cash. And think about it, those employees now, when you look at had they had taken cash versus the Troptions, they've made thousands of dollars because their Troptions have increased in value. We used it to sponsor NASCAR, and again, we used it to sponsor arena football. So these are factual things that people can look up that are true, that are real, that lets people know that we're not some little coin that nobody knows about. And if we're good enough for NASCAR, arena football, and some of the other things, we're good enough for anybody else that's interested in getting involved in Troptions or cryptocurrency. No deal worth closing will come easily, and isn't that the truth? There's 5 keys that I think an objectives to turn somebody from a no into a yes. When you practice your pitch, be patient and practice your objections and handling skills. Again, objections are where people start to get frustrated, and objections are where people will get angry because, hey, I thought I did a good job, and they just aren't buying into what I'm saying. There's a reason why they're not. So don't get mad at them. Just go back, rethink, regroup, and practice what their concerns are and what you have to do to turn those objections, and be patient and confident when you're talking to them about the objections. Don't get short-winded. If you don't know what you're going to say, or you don't know what you're talking about, don't say that. If they have a question and you're not sure how to answer it, don't answer something just because you're on the spot. Say, let me get back to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But you should be able to, throughout these 7 weeks of these courses, you should be able to really be able to answer the objections that they're going to have when you're doing your pitch. Every time you're successful overcoming an objective, make a note and write it down. The first guy was buying a car with, he had this objection. This guy had the objection, but I overcame it. Or, what made it work? Once you start putting those facts together and you start looking at your notes, you're going to become better at what you do. You're going to become an expert at what you do. And whenever you have something that is increasing in value, that's helping your net worth go up, or is being used that you can use the same as cash, you want to overcome the objectives. Talk with other people, other salespeople, about different things that they have done that work for them. Your friends, you all have a salesman in your friends, or even on our calls on Thursday. If you have objectives, talk to somebody. I'll guarantee you that somebody on the call has had the same objective that you had and overcame it. So that's a good way for them to help you overcome it so that you know what to do the next time. Start overcoming the objections and stop letting them overcome you. Again, this is where people get frustrated when they get into a situation where they don't have the answer and they feel like they have to have an answer or the deal's not going to happen. Not true. There's been many a times I've been at a first deal situation. The deal didn't happen that night. I revisited the deal. I answered the questions. I always left the door open. Let me get back to you on that question. Always, whether you know it or not, sometimes it's better to say, let me get back to you with that question and leave that door open so that you can regroup, rethink, and then come back at the person for what you're trying to buy with the right answer and a different approach. You never know what they're going to do. So that's a way to keep the no's from 4 or 5 no's. Just back away, get the answer, and then approach them again. Create your objective management documents, practice, of course, practice, and then go out and crush it. And that's what you need to do this, because again, when we talked about earlier, the 5 different questions that people ask, you're going to be surprised, but those are going to be the majority of the questions. Now they're going to get technical. They're going to ask about, technical stuff about the wallet and the different wallets and X-Chain and all that kind of stuff. But the real thing that they want to know is, how can I make money? What can I buy? Where can I use them? How do I use them? And how do I exchange them? And one of the things that I always like to tell people is, if that's the reasons why you're getting in cryptocurrency, you're missing the whole point of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency was not meant to be exchanged from cash. Cryptocurrency was meant to get away from cash. So keep them in the peer-to-peer, or the barter mentality, and let them see the benefits of that, how to leverage their Troptions so that they can make more money. Takeaway, what do you want them to remember? I was talking to some people today, and I was telling them about the meeting tonight. I want them, if they say no, here's what I want you to do. Do you have time on a Thursday night where you can come on the meeting and listen to the other guys that are doing this, and so you can hear for yourself and you can answer questions? Get them on the meeting. Let them get inspired by some of the things that we're doing with Troptions. Talk to them about Facebook, the website, the different things that we're putting on there. If there's something that's on there, or that's something that's not on there that you think we should put on there, please, we're asking everybody to pitch in. This isn't just one or a couple guys doing this. This is a team effort. So everybody that helps the team benefits from helping the team. Build your presentation and give us the feedback. We'd love to hear it on a Thursday night call when we start doing questions and stuff. Speak up. There's no reason to be on the call if you're not going to learn something, or if you're just going to learn or watch this video one time and think you got it. It's not going to work that way. But I'm telling you, if you invest just a little time in yourself, your whole Troption situation is going to turn around, and it's going to change your life. And that I can guarantee you. The things you must know, the 7 steps are: we started with strategy in week 1, get involved in week 2, educate yourself in week 3, of course, explaining yourself, accepting Troptions, and don't let no stop you. That is 6. And I'm missing 1, how to buy something with Troptions. And I thought that slide was in here, but it's not. How to buy something with Troptions. Go back and learn and listen. If you got to listen to it a couple times, if you can only listen to it for a little while, listen to them, but truly understand the 7 steps. And I'm guaranteeing you guys that if you do, your Troptions blues will go away. You'll be able to see things, and your first deal will always be your hardest. Your first deal is always going to be the one where people say no, and you have to overcome that. You don't let that stop you. It's time to take the challenge, and it's time to get out there and start buying stuff. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of these 7 series. I hope these things have helped you. These are things that have helped me become successful in Troptions, and being able to use my Troptions to buy things, to make good money, and get me involved in different businesses. So get with the person that brought you tonight or told you to call tonight. If you're interested in learning more about Troptions, get with them and get involved, get started, start training with them. Partners, accountability partners are always good to have. Get with the person that brought you, start learning, and I'm telling you that your whole world will change once you understand what you're doing with Troptions. Thank you very much.